I've said it before and I'll say it again. Roads are the most democratic form of space in any country. It's that one place where everyone is treated equally. Okay, well, that's how it's supposed to be. But here in the Philippines, there are a lot of drivers that didn't get that memo and drive around like the roads were named after them. And here are 5 great examples of that. And as with all the videos that we feature on this show, they've all been sent or posted on my Facebook page or sent through a super duper email address, which I'll be sharing with you right after this. Now, when it comes to people owning the road, so to speak, there's no greater icon for that than the Wang Wang. We've all seen it before. Those flashing blue and red lights are illegal, highly illegal, but people use them. And when you put a siren to that, all you're telling people is you are now an audiovisual moron. Let's take a look at the next video. This one here is just a compilation, actually, of people misusing the Wang Wangs. Now, while this video takes a while because we're going to show you different scenarios from the same driver just in the same day and maybe the day after, let's talk a little bit about who is allowed to use a Wang Wang and who isn't. PD 96 is a presidential decree that was done by Marcos, which clearly states who is allowed to use it. It's the President of the Philippines, the Vice President, the Senate President, Speaker of the House, I believe, is also allowed to use it, the Chief of the Armed Forces. And that's pretty much it. I think there's only one other person. I think it's the head of the LTO. I could even be mistaken about that. But congressmen, senators, politicians, their mistresses are not allowed to use it. But these people over here, well, they once again didn't get the memo. And when you start behaving like this, you create a whole culture of anarchy. Because if one's allowed to do it, you may as well allow everyone to do it. And then this is the problem with the culture of driving on our roads. Everyone feels entitled because basically they can get away with murder. And in the cases like this, there's also protocol. Even if you are in an official convoy, there is an official protocol that you should follow. What this idiot here is doing is not part of that protocol. He's cutting across all lanes. He's going to park his bike in front of this car over here, just block the road for everybody. This is just entitled behavior at its worst. And this has really, really got to stop. There's actually no point discussing anything about traffic when these types of things are just sort of glossed over. We need to do something about this because nothing's going to stick while we see this grave abuse out on the road. Now we're seeing a situation where these cops, well, we're told by a lot of people, you can rent them for $2,000. So there's a lot of these high-end establishments that rent them for their high-end players or customers, and these rent-a-cops go and they just escort them from the airport to the hotels, etc., make them feel like kings and make us all feel like paupers out there. Let's take a look at the next video. All right, here's another personal favorite of mine. If you can't detect the sarcasm, I'm sorry, but when I say favorite, it means a complete idiot. Now, this guy here, this became viral a couple of years back because it is something that happens all the time here on this road. This is Santolan heading towards EDS. This is Camp Aguinaldo on the right of your screens. And this happens all the time. Now, look at the thug in the barong. Looks like he's either a bodyguard and security personnel for this guy in the Sonata. And look at the chaos. Just take a look at the chaos going on here and how this is seemingly all right with these people. And this happens every single day. You can see a school bus behind already. This is already how entitled people feel out there on the roads. And once you start allowing this behavior, you may as well just not have any rules whatsoever, because you break one and you tolerate it, you may as well break them all. And this is why we're in the mess that we're in. Oh my goodness, blood pressure pills, please. And this one here is really disgusting because this is that type of behavior that we just discussed, but at high speed. This is on the NLEX, and take a look at this Fortuner over here and the car on the side. Now, there's a backstory to this. This actually happened to a friend of mine, so I know the whole story. I know the guy well. I grew up with him. So this situation here, he was trying to pass one of these cars, but because they're all in convoy, they all ganged up on him and tried to box him in. Now take a look at this. These are speeds of about 100 kilometers an hour, which is the speed limit on the NLEX. Now, as he tries to pass, this Fortuner will box him in, and then they've got backups. Now, the backups are just friends coming from a beach trip in Subic. And the reason we know this is because we know the identity of these people. And so does the LTO, forcing my friend to now illegally drive on the shoulder. Now, that's not a good thing to do, but when you're pushed into a situation like that, this is what happens. This is why the left lane is for overtaking and should be for overtaking. Once you finish overtaking, you move across. Okay, it's not even about whether you're on the speed limit or not. Now, look at the way these idiots are behaving. They're all ganging up. They're all creating these problems. Now, some people say, well, what did your friend do? Your friend must have done something to them. It doesn't really matter anymore because now everybody's at risk. That kind of behavior is just inexcusable. Leads us to the last video here, and this one is best served with some audio. So I'm gonna keep quiet for a little while you hear this. Now, how obscene is that? But you know what? Let's give the guy some credit. Who knows? He might really be on the way to the hospital. Maybe a mental hospital, but still, it's still a hospital, right? I mean, but still no excuse. You cannot just whack a siren in your car. We have laws surrounding that, but because just like a lie is told enough times and becomes the truth, well, a law broken enough times becomes accepted and legit. We don't know anymore what's right and what's wrong. And people now who are putting Wang Wangs and Sirens and flashers on their cars, we don't know anymore who's who. So it's congressmen, it's their mistresses, it's the senators, it's their friends, it's anyone who has access to this. And now the big problem comes when real emergency vehicles come up. We don't give way. That's the real reason why we don't respect fire trucks, ambulances, policemen on duty, is because it's boy who cried wolf, right? And all of these people are using up all of our trust with this kind of nonsense behavior. And that's it. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, try giving it a thumbs up anyway. Be unique. Nobody does that, and you'll be different, and we'll like you for it. You know what? We'll like you even more if you hit the subscribe button. It's somewhere here. There. It depends what PC you use. But anyway, you'll find it. You're grown up. You know what to do. And if you want to be part of this awesome community, why not pop us an email and send us some of the videos that we show on this show? You can do that through ts.jameст@gmail.com. Catch you guys next week.